went to the grand final yesterday. So 100,000 people in Melbourne. They which is a sellout. Yeah, 100,024. So they get 24 more than 100,000, so they can break the 100,000 thing.
Interesting.
And yeah, I managed to get a free ticket. And partway through at the start, a guy behind who was completely wasted was talking about how him and his friend had spent $4,000, so $2,000 each to get a ticket. Wow. Which is ridiculous as well, because there was another woman there who was like, "Oh, I got a ticket for like $250." So, and apparently their seats were so bad that they were standing instead of actually sitting in where their seats were. But yeah, I had a magical way to get a free ticket, which at some point during this episode we're going to tell you. But we're not going to tell you where within the episode it is. So you're either going to have to jump around consistently, or you can listen to the whole thing.
If you want to know how to get free tickets, you got to just watch the whole damn thing. It'll be worth it.
This actually works for the majority of events in the world. And I've never seen someone posting about it so much. I certainly didn't know about it until recently. So yeah. And even if it's in a lot of cases, even in like a majorly sold out event, there is still this unique loophole to do it. So at some point we're going to cover that, but who knows when that will be. So there was a streaker, but during the event, and well, what would you say is the best reason to streak?
It's for pride. I don't know. Just, as in pride in your body, just like showing everybody, like 100,000 people, they gotta see my dick.
Well, it's an $11,000 fine too, so like it's got to be worth it.
That's pretty stingy. So I'm guessing maybe some sort of advertising stunt for a company, because they won't care then; they'll just pay the fine.
Well, I think you get, in a lot of cases, you get arrested, and because sporting events usually fall on the weekend, like this was on a Saturday, then you can't go to the judge until the Monday. So therefore, you basically spend the whole weekend in a police lockup waiting to get bailed out or whatever, depending on where it is and how it works. But in a lot of cases, yeah, you kind of...
that's just free accommodation. That's fine.
Get a free meal. I think that is the best reason. You get free meals until the judge sees you. You do have to pay $11,000, but
I mean, if you get them to keep you for longer, you can be like, I can't go to work to make the money to pay the fucking fine, dudes. You got to let me stay. Or you got to just leave me on the fine. I don't know. It seems like a heavy fine. Well, it's
because they're trying to discourage it, because lots of people are doing it. And lots of people have realized that it is good advertising to do it. Like, even $11,000, if you get on TV, people are paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to advertise at that point. But not these morons who, what they actually did is pretty genius, which is why it's quite surprising that they are this dumb. They decided to do it in between quarters, so the TV's not covering it. So even if you got on and ran around in circles for 10 minutes and the security couldn't catch you, you still wouldn't be on TV.
Okay.
Whereas if anyone with half a brain would wait until the ball is near where you are and then you run on, which has two effects. One, they also got caught immediately, even though they went from two different spots on the ground. They both got caught immediately because the security were doing nothing and there was nothing to distract them. So as soon as they saw them, they got stopped. Whereas if you do it during the game, there's a good chance that the security are going to be like half watching the game and then not notice. And yeah. And also they've got to then avoid the players, all that kind of stuff. The players kind of become a thing for you to dodge. And also the TV cameras are going to be on the ball and they're not going to have enough time to react. So you're going to at least get 5 to 10 seconds on actual TV.
Absolutely.
Not these people. They did it during a break. Not that we planned it out before.
Not that that's what we're going to do at our next sporting event. Just...
Well, yeah, these people, now they did have a good cause though, so it does kind of make up for it. The reason why they ran onto the field. And this was barely covered. So even people that were at the game, so like Marcus was there on the other side of the ground and he didn't even notice this and didn't even know it happened. And even this article barely even covered it, and it was barely covered on anything at all. So unless you really happened to be watching and noticed it, like no one realized this happened. But in any event, they had a really serious cause. They were running for with T-shirts that read #Bring Back KFC Crushers. So that's KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, had an iced drink called Crushers. And they, back in 2018, KFC decided to stop selling them. So these guys ran on, it seems, to bring back the KFC Crusher.
All right. Well, that's a reason to get fined 11 grand.
Yeah.
And spend some time in jail. Yeah, you know.
Probably like a $3 drink too. So, you know, you could almost have tried to tell KFC, I will buy 20,000 of your drinks.
I mean, if they're that good, there's a business in replicating just a drink and setting up your own little business and taking it off from there. You know, do it in a major city, it'll grow. So, I mean, they could have done that with their 11 grand investment, but now that's, I guess, going to the police charity or whatever the thing is.
I don't even know. Maybe I have no idea what they do with the money. Maybe they pocket it.
Christmas party. Buy all the drinks.
That would be epic if there was like a security bounty for it.
It would be great. We're like, so what are we doing for a Christmas party? Well, we made $4 million in fines for streakers this year, so it's gonna be a pretty good one.
Yeah, they incentivize them to catch the people. Otherwise, I mean, if you're security, like who cares? Like, what's the point of sprinting too hard?
Yeah. If it's incentivized too hard, though, it's like just someone walking back to their seat. We're like, streaker! Just grab him.
They pull the guy onto the ground and
yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, that's a pretty interesting way to go about getting KFC to bring back your drink that you're missing, or I suppose any product that you're missing. But I don't know if it's a good enough reason for me. You know, I mean.
I'm going to assume that there was some type of social media thing that we're trying to.
Yeah, definitely.
Or it would be epic if KFC just paid for it and KFC were like, go do this.
That would be funny, yeah. So it raises the question, though, if you were approached by a company or were like, hey, we saw your podcast, we want you to go streaking, and we'll pay all your fines and we'll pay X amount of money for your trouble because you're gonna have to spend time overnight in a police station or whatever. What would the amount of money be you would need to do that? So
$2.50.
Man, you're so expensive. I was gonna say 99 cents.
One KFC crusher. A large chips from KFC and yeah, very well.
Yeah, can I get like one of those cards just for like free KFC for life if I do that? That card is worth 50 cents, but the chicken is worth for whatever. It's a lot. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, if they're gonna cover it, why not? Also, like, it's just worth it just to if they're gonna cover the fine and to do the thing, it's worth it to do that and then put on your back some other sponsor or your own thing to promote.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I feel like these guys are, so if most of the stadium missed it, they clearly didn't plan things out very well, though. They just slowly taking their clothes off, folding it, putting it on their seat, like taking their time.
I mean, it doesn't even make any sense because also I tried to look up both. It took a lot of effort to even find an article about it because I wanted to find out what they were actually protesting, because obviously you can't even see from there. So there would, even of the people that were sitting near them, barely any of them would have been able to see what they were protesting. So maybe if they're lucky, 200 people saw their big pitch invading thing.
It's probably more people watching this podcast over the next couple of months than saw it in the stadium.
Yeah, we need streakers for the podcast. I'm implementing a $13,000 fine if someone streaks the podcast.
Yeah, that works. I mean, can you imagine if we had to just pause the podcast for a couple of minutes because there was like a streaker running through? I mean, that'd be just the worst thing.
We would keep going.
I mean, yeah, we could try. Probably be quite distracting. But hey.
Yeah, I mean, I guess getting KFC to pay you to streak would be a way to get free grand final tickets.
It would. I don't think that's the way, though.
No, there are better ways, which we will cover at some point.
And just to be clear, it doesn't involve sleeping with anyone, does it?
No.
Okay, that's all right. I mean, well, it's not, but
I mean, there is a way that you could do this that would involve that, but in general, no.
Okay, we'll try the other way first. Then we'll come back to the sleeping with people way.
I mean, yeah, that would be a way to make this work, to pull this off, but yeah.
All right.
I mean, yeah, it would require a particular taste in dating that would be very unique. So we'll leave that out there.
Okay.
You probably have to join a specific website if you're going to look for a specific type of person if you're going to do that.
All right. Well, stick with us for a little bit. We'll tell you when. I'll tell you a little bit later who to look out for.
Well, should you stop talking to females when you got a girlfriend?
Just all females?
Well, yeah. According to this article, a woman has stopped her boyfriend and forced him to delete all female contacts, including family members, from his phone.
That's a little bit overboard. I don't think all females are bad. Maybe just stop talking to all your stripper and porn star friends. I think
ex-girlfriends, mistresses.
Yeah, all the other girls you're sleeping with. Just stop talking to all them, and she'll be happy again.
Usually.
I think. Yeah.
Just organize to meet up with them in person.
Yeah, exactly. Just don't let her know.
Get a second phone.
Yeah, exactly. Just keep it on the QT and don't let her know.
Imagine having to have like a naughty boy phone just to call your mom.
Yeah, that'd be kind of weird.
Yeah, but yeah, there are some people that are slightly crazy.
A little bit. I mean, as well, I think there's people out there who they maybe had a bad relationship in the past, and then they bring all that drama into their new relationship. And then so they sort of like, oh, that guy cheated on me with a girl, so you're not allowed to talk to any girl ever. It's like, yeah, just in case. I've seen those videos on Pornhub. But or the other.
Or like any girl that you work with, any customer at work. If a female walks in, you have to say, I'm sorry. I'm not allowed to serve you.
Like, or a waitress, you're at a restaurant, a waitress comes over and you say, oh, thank you very much. It's like, why are you flirting with her? It's like, I wasn't, I promise. So, I mean, I don't exactly have specific experience of this specific thing, but I've been similar has happened. Like,
you implement it yourself.
I've been told not to talk to a particular, hey, you're flirting with that person. I'm like, I'm not. It's like a 60-year-old.
It's my grandmother's funeral, okay? She's dead.
I'm saying goodbye, damn it.
Well, have you ever forgot that you bought something?
I forgot that I bought something. Yeah. I've done that. Like, I've bought a book and then 6 months later bought the same book and stuff like that.
Like maybe on a more expensive scale.
No.
Like maybe in an apartment in Beverly Hills.
I mean, I did forget about that apartment in Beverly Hills for a while, but aside from that, no. But no, how do you forget an apartment in Beverly Hills?
Well, because Kris Jenner has forgotten that she owned a condo in Beverly Hills because it's only used for storing champagne and wrapping Christmas gifts. As you do.
Yeah. Now you mention it, I completely forgot about the place where I keep my champagne and wrapping Christmas gifts in Beverly Hills. Damn it. I should go there more often and drink more champagne. Who needs to own an apartment separately for that? That's crazy. But anyway,
well, you don't want family to see the gifts you bought. So when you're wrapping your Christmas gifts, such as maybe grand final tickets that you got for free.
I mean, I do tend to just go into a different room in that scenario, and close the door, turn on some music, and be like, "Don't come in here. Something's happening." I should just change it. Just turn on some porn really loud. Don't come in here. You gotta keep them away. You see, Chris, you don't need to have a whole other apartment. But yeah, that's. No, I've never done that. I have at times bought small objects and been like, "Oh shit," and then bought the same thing again. But yeah, probably not more than €20 worth. So I presume it's Beverly Hills.
She bought the place so that she'd have somewhere close to her mother and her cousin, and she kind of forgot it was there.
I mean, when you're somebody whose life is literally documented with a camera crew all the time, you shouldn't really be able to forget any of it, because like she's followed everywhere with a camera crew, right? So
fuck, I forgot the house I bought in season 5, episode 6.
Yeah, I mean, also I think if you're that wealthy that you're buying multiple properties, you probably have a record of them all somewhere. Like you have a notebook where you write down, I own this house, I own this apartment. Like in New York, I own this. In LA, I own this. In Sydney, I own this. And well, that's what I would do. I would just have a little notebook with all the houses I own written down, and just so to remind myself if I ever forgot. But
yeah. I mean, yeah. I hope to get to the stage of forgetting that I own properties.
Yeah,
there's a level of rich of there's flying private jets, and then there's forgetting about the property you own in Beverly Hills.
The most likely multi-million-dollar property, you're just like, oh, I own one of those? Oh, cool. Everyone else is like, I can't even get a mortgage because they want like 150% of the purchase price before I can qualify. But anyway, people are, it's a whole different world.
Oh, I don't know, like a Lamborghini or whatever. Oh, you don't own a Ferrari? Now that you mention it, I do.
Oh, I forgot I own 6 of them. Damn it.
Yeah. Now, a popular craft beer has been recalled for a pretty wild reason. Can you guess what it is? This is pretty outrageous and disgusting.
I'm guessing somebody did something to the beer. Nope. Perhaps peed in it or something.
Nope, not at all. It's much more scary and dangerous.
Oh, okay.
You may never drink again after hearing this story.
That's unlikely, but not with the life I'm living.
Have you ever forgotten about a beer that you had in the fridge?
Not a fucking drop of it. But I don't know then. Somebody I know put something dangerous.
I came home pissed last night and bought a beer and forgot to drink it, but I still remember it's in the fridge.
But I got up and drank it for breakfast the next morning. Have done that actually, but that's a whole other story. It was a long time ago. It was like 2 weeks or something like that. So
well, it wouldn't have been one of these because it would have been very dangerous if you did that.
Okay.
This has been recalled because it has too much alcohol in it.
Okay.
They accidentally fermented it twice, so it will cause excess alcohol.
Good
and
times.
So if you have one, you must bring it back. And certainly do not drink it.
If you were to drink this, you would get extremely drunk. Do not drink it. Yay.
If you have one, I will most certainly help you to dispose of said thing before you
yes.
have any
Make sure
issues.
we safely dispose of said overly alcoholic beer.
Be very dangerous if you had any of it. So
I see. Well, yeah, you know, that sounds to me like something, though, that was not done accidentally. That sounds like something that was done on purpose for a special batch that wasn't supposed to be released to the public. And then, oh, shit, it went out there. So.
Yeah, imagine if you happened to work in a beer place and you knew you had a big party coming up and you wanted to save some money on alcohol. Perhaps you could accidentally secondarily ferment your beer.
Yeah.
Give your friends a great birthday party.
I'm not saying people should do that, but if the people at, you know, beers that I drink want to copy that, then I think it's worth the experiment for individual batches or something.
If the local Guinness plant would
just take your eye off the ball for like, you know, a day, let someone else worry about it.
I feel like that would be a great movie. People that conspire to get the local guy at the local beer factory intoxicated so that he accidentally puts alcohol into their batch of beer.
I feel like
somehow saves the world.
Yeah, I feel like it would legitimately be the greatest heist of all time. It's just, you're not taking anything, you're making them make stronger beer.
Yeah, and you're going to buy it.
Yeah. Please, sir, take my money.
In a world where beer is not strong enough.
These four guys wanted a stronger beer. That's the movie. Come and watch it.
In a world of 7% maximum beer, four friends decided they wanted 14%.
Ooh, that was crazy.
They were willing to risk it all. The dream of 14% alcohol.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, I love a good beer story, but it sounds like somebody who's just a hero and made stronger beer. So that person deserves a promotion and a raise. Whoever's in.
And to collect the recalled.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we've previously talked about pineapple messages and having pineapple signals on your door.
Yes.
Indicating that you're into swinging. Well, some woman on a cruise ship discovered that passengers who have upside down pineapples on their door are telling other passengers that they're down for swinging. Which to me is more wild that you can actually just openly go on a cruise and just put that out there.
Like
if you're on an adult cruise that's there for swinging, then fine. But like you just go on some random Disney family cruise. It also inspires that we should just go on a cruise and bring a whole bunch of pineapple stickers.
Oh yeah, 100%. That is the greatest thing we could do. I think that'd be hilarious. And also, you never know, it might end up in a nice party to go to.
And then there's another person in it who got a tattoo of an upside down pineapple, unaware of essentially that meant that she was telling people that she was down for swinging.
that gets awkward when you're in the supermarket and people are coming up to you and be like, let's go swinging. Yeah, that's a tricky one. That's a tricky one. But yeah, maybe, if you're going to get a tattoo, just check for any hidden meanings of that thing you're going to get tattooed to your body. Like if you're thinking, oh, the swastika is a nice design, maybe you want to research the history of the swastika and not actually get it. That kind of thing,
Spoken like a man who's made that mistake before.
Only twice. But, you just got to look these things up and just make sure you've got all the details. So.
Yeah, I think it also brings new meaning to SpongeBob SquarePants of living in a pineapple under the sea.
It does. That show was clearly all about adult-themed swingers parties. It's been there. Well, as we know, the king has taken over. Yeah.
Men are back in charge. And the death of the queen has had a lot of effects on a lot of things. And so what do you think is the most important change, other than obviously having the men back in charge?
I don't know. I haven't really paid too much attention. Being Irish and everything, don't really care. But
I mean, it affects so many things in our lives, though.
I mean,
of great magnitude, no matter where you live.
I think I heard something about like they have to change the wrappers on chocolate bars or something because they all said something about made for Her Majesty or something like that, and they have to change them to His Majesty now. So
why would they even put that there?
I don't know, but apparently, or under license to Her Majesty was written on them, and now it's His Majesty because it's the king, King Charles, the king named after a breed of dog. But it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, I don't know what else. What other changes have they made? I don't really know. This is
much more serious than that.
Okay.
Heinz ketchup bottles have to change.
Oh, okay. Any particular reason? Like, is it just that they're too, they're kind of too dildo-y or something?
So this article literally has 3 paragraphs before they even get into it, which, why? They even encourage you multiple times to go check a bottle before you continue reading. So I feel like we should say, pause the podcast, go find a bottle of ketchup and then figure it out, then come back. Start again on the podcast, get to this point, go check the bottle again, and then continue.
Absolutely. Sounds like a good plan.
So there's a royal coat of arms on the bottle.
Okay.
So they're gonna have to change, because how could we possibly?
I mean,
ketchup.
Clearly, that would affect the ketchup so much.
It does. The taste is just ruined. Personally, I'm just never going to eat ketchup again out of respect to Her Majesty.
I mean, I'm gonna eat 6 times as much though now, so just out of no respect. So, that's a weird one. That is a weird one. You would think maybe they could have informed them when the lady hit 90 years of age. Hey, you might need to change your bottle in the coming future. Maybe you should think about that and pre-plan. Or maybe when she's 96, she's not going to live.
It's an American company, so why would they even care?
Well, if they have it on the bottle, they're doing something. So, if there's a coat of arms on the bottle, they should have known. They should have just taken it off and been like, fuck it. Just put some tomato shit on there.
Yeah. I don't know.
What they need to do is put some upside down pineapples on the bottle so that everyone knows if it's on your table, you're down.
It's a new coat of arms. It's the upside down pineapple.
Yeah.
Made for the royal pineapple. Well, at least we can take solace in the new leader being down to earth, relatable guy. King Charles did not know what cling film was and shrieked the first time he saw it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a man of the people. I think everybody, the first time you see cling film, you're like, what the fuck is this? I mean, I'm sure he found it.
Most people see it when they're a kid and like have just grown up with it. And
exactly. But, clearly, I mean, I wonder what other things in his 70s he hasn't come across, just regular everyday things.
Yeah.
So
that would be fun to just take him around and show him like regular shit.
Just bring him to a supermarket and be like,
this is toilet paper.
What?
You wipe your ass with paper.
You don't have somebody that licks you clean? No, not every day.
But what about the second guy who licks you clean to make sure it's very clean?
No.
And what about your penis? Who licks the final drops off it?
Yeah, exactly. Man of the people, you see. Unbelievable.
Yeah, well, some guy interviewed over 120 people for his biography, an unauthorized biography, though. But
I mean, I didn't get interviewed. I should be interviewed for that biography for no reason, just for fun. So like, yeah.
Yeah, me and him go way back. We used to go drinking down the pub. We used to sneak out, share a couple of hookers.
Yeah.
Always his shout.
Yeah. You just have to show him how to get started. Pretend it's a rocking horse. Come on.
I mean, sure, I had to guide it in for him because I didn't know that wasn't a thing. So yeah, he walked into the dining room and shrieked when he saw it, fearing the worst. Camilla dashed in after him. "What's this?" asked her husband, pointing at the food. "It's cling film, darling," she replied.
I mean,
so, I mean, he's very relatable. So he works until midnight. I mean, I don't know that he had a job at all. So what kind of work he's doing?
Yeah, sounds a bit. All right. Yeah, I worked until midnight. Okay, sure you did.
And he also very relatably changes his clothes 4 times a day. Like
most people do that. I think, they're just working. They're like, oh, sorry, I just got to go get changed. So
these are my 6 till 12 pants. Servant, bring me my 3 till 4 pants.
Yeah. Wow.
Apparently he's obsessed with public opinion. And one time he hurled a dinner plate to the floor at a dinner party after learning about his low popularity ratings.
Oh, poor guy. But anyway,
he also was concerned that the public cared more about Prince William and Kate than him.
Oh, feel bad for the guy now almost. Because we've had a few stories about him over the course of this podcast. I wonder if he's checked them out and what he thought. I wonder, does he know about YouTube? Has he? Well, maybe he'll shriek when he finds out. Like, people are watching videos. What?
There's moving images.
Yeah, it seems like something he should catch up on. But
well, he's very relatable in that he does go to the pub, but he once took a 18,916 pound journey via Royal Train from Highgrove to Penrith simply to visit a pub.
Yeah, I do that all the time. You're just like, I want to go to that one pub. Let me get on the Royal Train and get there. But there's pubs here. Fuck that.
They have a better pint in
You know what it is? He was like, the people in that pub like me, so I'm going there.
The carling is better in that pub. So I must fly first class to yes.
Really?
He also reportedly complained about not traveling first class to Hong Kong and allegedly wrote in his journal, "It took me some time to realize that this was not first class. Although it puzzled me as to why the seat seemed so uncomfortable. Such is the end of empire, I sighed to myself." So he sat in, obviously, business class with the scum and had to, and didn't realize and couldn't work out why the seat was uncomfortable.
Why doesn't he have his own plane? He's so fucking, opposed to business class. Get your own plane. You're probably rich enough.
When he was a kid or something.
Yeah, that's probably true. Probably true. But still, all the riffraff that would be in the business class section. Jesus, that's rough.
Yeah, the scum flying international business.
Yeah. I've run into that so many times. Jeez.
Also, I think it's it's a long haul international business flight too. So you're getting like premium business, the top of the line business class, which is just very uncomfortable.
I mean, completely. All those lie flat beds and mattress covers and all that sort of stuff. It's terrible.
Yeah,
it's a terrible experience. Nobody should do it. First class all the way.
The sheets aren't even satin.
It's a disgrace. It really is.
And the color of the pajamas they give you are just not up to it.
It's true. It's true. It's not up to snuff anymore. But I mean, really, they should have just kicked somebody else out of first class and upgraded them anyway. But there you go.
Yeah, forcing them to sit with the scum.
Such a relatable person to be king.
Yeah, in so many ways, he sounds very, very relatable.
So down to earth and ordinary. I bet
he's got multiple properties that he's forgot he owns. I would almost guarantee there's no way that he knows what property he owns.
Probably
outside
not.
Of like most of the big castles, there's probably actually several massive castles that he doesn't know that he owns.
Oh, I would say definitely on that. Like, pretty sure, I just have a feeling he thinks he owns like everything because he's king now. So he'll be like, yeah, that McDonald's, own that. KFC, own that. Don't like it, but it's mine. All those things. And then castle, yeah, that's mine. And it's like, no, you don't own everything. So he's just going to be confused what he does and doesn't own, I think.
Yeah. But, I reckon getting a job for them would be good because you'd be able to say that, like, McDonald's cheeseburger, that's $100. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to go put that on the Royal credit card. Yeah. Just run the old expenses up a little bit. Yeah, they don't take cards at McDonald's. So you're going to have to give me $300 for this meal. And I'll bring you the change.
But good news, it's called a Happy Meal, so you will be extremely happy once you eat it. So you get a little toy and everything.
$350.
Yeah, sounds good.
And I have a discount card because I don't want to brag, but I do go there a fair bit, so 10% off for you.
Yeah, exactly. Good stuff. And approved by the king himself.
Yeah. Well, some people are taking it quite tough that the Queen has died, and none more so than dogs. So apparently, corgis around the world are acting differently since the Queen has died.
I doubt it. But I think people are just talking shit at this point. It struck me though that everybody on TV and everything seemed to be really surprised. Like, oh no, the Queen has died. I was like, yeah, a 96-year-old woman died. That's unusual. So I don't believe
bus or something.
Exactly. It's what happened to her. But the idea that corgis around the world are acting differently. No, it's not. They're fine.
Well, yeah, it says from laying on their laps to not understanding the difference between mourning with a U and mourning without the U.
I think they know. I think they do know the difference. I think that's like, is it early in the day or am I just upset the Queen died? Seemed like a thing, but anyway.
Well, one of them said that their corgi is upset the Queen's passing, but excited about the new Prince and Princess of Wales.
No, it's not true. It's just some horseshit that some crazy dog owner made up. It sounds like somebody who has a blog that is the dog's blog, and they also have an Instagram page for that dog.
Well, this is in the UK Corgi group. So Corgi owners in the UK.
Well, there you go. Was the Queen part of the? That's. You saying she wasn't on Facebook?
She's just updating her status.
Yeah.
The last status was very sad. Going to the Rippers for the last time.
Yeah.
Well, someone has suggested that when speaking of the Queen's passing to corgis, use Welsh to avoid confusion.
No. I will not be doing that. But anyway. Why would you do that? Why would you, first of all, why would you speak to your corgis about the Queen passing? They don't give a shit. And second of all,
taking it very tough. You've got to have very emotional and deep conversations about it.
No, they're not. They're fine. They're probably super happy because it means there's more meat for them to have. So they like all that sort of stuff. I won't get too far into it, but yeah, I don't feel like the dogs are upset at all. You can speak English to them or whatever language you normally speak to them. That's fine. That's my official.
I say you should be forced to learn Chinese and have to explain it to them in Chinese with perfect pronunciation.
I mean, if you're going to do something, you may as well go whole hog and do it the crazy, like full on way, like learning Chinese to do it for sure.
Or learn a language that has like the clicks in it. I think you really need to commit. Yeah,
exactly. Because that's going to be super useful to you outside of this one use case anyway. So I think you should do it.
Yeah. Well, the good news is that for those dogs, at least, if they have a phone, they might actually receive a text message from the Queen because she's been texting people asking for some money after her passing.
Fucking greedy fucker. You've passed. You've died. You cannot have money. Sorry.
Well, someone's posted a Instagram message that they got saying, "Hey, it's me, Queen Elizabeth. I'm not dead. Charles sent me to a deserted island so he could be king. I don't have access to my royal money, so please cash out me $300 so I can get back to the UK. Tea and biscuits."
Nice. I like the directness. I also like that it's only costing £300 from this deserted island to get back to the UK. So that's not bad. It's a good deal.
Especially when, as we now know, she wouldn't be caught dead in business class. So it's got to be somewhere nearby if she's flying first class for under $300.
Yeah, it's pretty spectacular. So, yeah, these ridiculous messages are hilarious. Like I love seeing them, and the ingenuity to be like, oh, someone's gonna believe that this is true. Like the thought process that goes into these, like, yeah, the Queen's gonna be texting me asking for money.
Or the people that are like, well, good on you for the effort. I'm gonna send you some money anyway. Sometimes you gotta respect the hustle of people that pretend to be the queen.
There is that, but we do live in a world where people will believe you if you say you are somebody. So, and this is nothing to do with how to get free tickets, by the way, to an event. But
no, it actually has nothing to do with it.
Well, maybe it's another way. But on YouTube, for example, you will see in comment sections sometimes, "Congratulations, you are the winner. Contact me on Telegram," or whatever the app they're using.
Use this profile, not the one that I'm posting the video under.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like the name will be the name of the channel plus like "contact me now, great news" or something. But so many people get those messages and then reach out to the scammers, or reach out to the actual channel and be like, did I win something? Is this real? No, it's not. This is not real. You could tell if you just read the message. But
I think,
but anyway, so I think if people just believe whatever they're told. So there's probably someone out there who sent $300 to the Queen via Cash App because the Queen would have Cash App. So,
which I think is only in the US as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, yeah, if people will believe that, then I think this is a great way to get out of getting executed, because a killer on death row had a fear of needles, so his execution was abandoned. So should anyone be on death row who's watching, not only free grand final tickets advice, but we're giving out life advice here. How to get away with murder or whatever crime that gets you death row.
Interesting.
Just tell them you're afraid of needles.
Yeah. And if they say, okay, electric chair, I'm afraid of electricity.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What are they?
Or I'm afraid of chairs. Double whammy. It's like my two phobias: chairs.
You're sitting on one now.
That's a different type of chair.
So yeah, he requested to be executed by nitrogen hypoxia due to his fear of needles. But yeah, they ran out of time to complete his execution. So despite efforts to carry out the procedure, which you would think, I mean, it's not like they execute people every day and whatever. Like, you would think that, like, if you're going to execute someone, you wouldn't be running out of time in the day. And also, like, needles kind of work any time of day. So if it's like 11:21.
Yeah. It feels like something that they, if you were sentenced to death, it means you've done something really bad. You are not worthy of living anymore, according to the states that have this law. So you think they take it pretty serious. This person has to die. We're going to have to get it done on time. So anyway.
Well, actually, so apparently the execution didn't go ahead over issues in finding his veins. So,
okay,
if you're on death row and going to get the needle, try to avoid your veins, and as long as you can hold out till midnight.
Yeah, just hide your veins. Just concentrate on not letting them find a vein. It'll be fine.
Now they were given the go ahead at 9:20 p.m., but weren't able to do it until after midnight. So sounds amazingly efficient. Definitely sounds like the kind of people you want running an execution. If they can't in almost 3 hours pull off an execution.
Yeah, sounds a bit. Sounds like they were not the most organized people in the world. There you go. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Anyway, thankfully they're not in charge of anything important like taking someone's life. Hey, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think he got to eat his final meal, so at least he got a second meal out of it.
Nice.
Like, yeah, he kind of got. I think he gets 2 final meals.
Cool.
So yeah,
The plus side.
Yeah.
Do you get the same one again, or do you get to order something different? Be like, all right, I changed my mind this time. Now I want this other thing.
I used to love the steak over there, but it wasn't quite up to what I was expecting. So
tell him medium fucking rare this time. Otherwise, I'm coming after him. It's overdone.
The chef has clearly gone off. It's just not good enough anymore. Yeah. So, if you were hiring a personal assistant, what would their job details include?
I mean, I don't know, just taking care of me, perhaps. Less of a personal assistant than a personal nurse, I think, is the description. Just like, just clean me on a regular basis. Make sure I'm clean at all times.
Well, you can switch out your 4 sets of clothes a day.
Yeah, obviously that's got to be prepared. Like, I don't want to be wearing clothes for more than like 4 hours a day. So
make sure that you're not 3 hours into a flight and discover you're in business class instead of first class.
Yeah, I mean, that's a firing offense right there if I'm ever sitting in business class. I mean, the cheek. But
well, a Singapore-based company posted a job ad on LinkedIn looking for a prospective PA to the CEO. And their responsibilities include making sure the CEO sleeps before a certain time.
Okay.
Arranging daily exercise and arranging 3 meals.
Sweet.
The PA should ideally have no family or personal commitments, as they'll be traveling with the CEO all the time. Okay.
Good.
Yeah. The personal assistant serves as a primary point of contact for all internal and external constituencies on all matters.
Okay.
So yeah, you also have to handle all visa applications.
Okay, can do that. No MasterCard applications?
No.
Just Visa? Like, all right, I get it. I'm going to apply for this job. I think I can do it. I think I fully grasp everything that's going on.
Don't jump too early. You have to make sure fruits and nuts are taken daily.
Okay.
Remind the CEO to do pending tasks and oversee them completed.
Okay. It sounds...
CEO's personal belongings are organized and readily packable for travel at a moment's notice.
Sure.
You need to make sure they do their meditation. Laundry is arranged to be done once every 2 weeks.
I mean, okay. So far I can do most of these tasks.
Able to travel all of the time with CEO as frequently as one new country or city each month and having no permanent place of residence.
Okay, it's fine. I can be a homeless person. That's all good. Yeah, well, nice.
Able to handle ad hoc and maid-like tasks as needed.
I feel like this. What's the company? Who's? Or I presume it's a recruitment company's put it up. We don't know the actual.
It says
company.
Competitive salary is building the future of digital economy enabled by blockchain technology. So something to do with crypto.
And it's in Singapore?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that sounds like something that I would be very interested in. So I will check it out. But let me see if we have. I think there's only a couple of big crypto companies in Singapore.
Let's
let me see if we can find out who it is.
The ad.
Well, maybe there's more.
Well, the annoying thing with LinkedIn is it'll show if you click on it. So I didn't think that I was applying.
We should apply, and we should document the application process.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, we have no homes to live in. We're just gonna fly around the world with you guys and get your laundry done every 2 weeks. It's fine.
Yeah, I think I found it, or a agency that. Yeah, it appears that it's probably done under an agency, hence you don't get their backlash. Must be willing to lick the CEO.
I was going to say it was getting pretty close to like must have X body measurements. Like, please, redheads only for this one.
Must be 6'3" to 6'4". No shorter, no higher.
Yeah, and don't be one of those short arses who wears like the pretend real shoes that have like 6-inch bases in them, because you're not fooling anybody. I've seen a few of those little dudes, but you know.
Yeah. Well, also, I mean, if you're getting a competitive salary, it all depends on how you use it. So a guy who earns $10,000 a month in Singapore is broke because he happens to spend $9,000 a month on karaoke TV every Friday and Sunday.
Is that what he told his wife he spent the money on, or because it sounds like he paid for a lot of blowjobs or something?
Says he works as an insurance agent. He says some other insurance agents like to call themselves financial planner. He makes money through selling insurance. Doesn't say if he's married. He's addicted to KTV, not even exaggerating. I have these friends that go drinking at KTVs with me. Like Friday, I go with this group. Saturday, I go with another group. And Sunday, I go with another group. So I think if you have to spread out your ruffles across multiple groups,
yeah,
maybe you have a problem.
Maybe not. You know, it's all good.
He says we spend about $600 at the KTV, usually open a few bottles of Martell, then hanky-panky touch here and there inside the room.
Yeah, 100%. He's just hiring prostitutes. Being like, no, it's karaoke, honest. So,
I mean, like a lot of the world, karaoke is essentially the euphemism for.
Yeah. Let's go to the karaoke and get blowjobs. So yeah, I feel like he's you know what he needs to do? He just needs to stop doing that so often. Maybe go twice a week instead of 3 times a week. Save a few dollars. Because that's a lot of money to be spending on karaoke.
Well, he even breaks it down. He says that he has to tip the girl $100, then the mommy ask if he wants to go to the hotel, which is another $300. So $400 on top of the alcohol money. Then add the taxi fare and overnight hotel fee. One night, maybe spend $700 to drink and have fun. Then I do it all over again the next day and the next day. So like Friday to Sunday, I spend 2.1K minus already.
Yeah, just do it once a week, pal. Just do it once a week. You're still getting your kicks, and you're just gonna have to go on a karaoke diet and just chill out. You know, some people need to lose weight. You need to lose your dependency on I
feel like that's karaoke. A good book.
Yeah,
karaoke diet.
Oh, we're gonna be so rich.
Or even get a sugar baby, because I feel like it would actually be cheaper for you to just.
If you're spending that much money, it actually would. So, you know, but the thing is, you might get one who can't sing very well. You might be like, yeah, she looks nice, she's all the thing, and then she's not good at the karaoke part of the evening.
Yeah, I mean that's a tragedy.
You just couldn't be. I mean, imagine hiring a karaoke girl and she can't sing. Whew, that'd be terrible.
Yeah. Or imagine your girlfriend can't vacuum very well, and then that costs you millions of dollars because a NFL player was suspended for 4 games for damaging the vacuum of a woman whilst in a fight. So he was suspended without pay for the next 4 games for a violation of the NFL's personal conduct policy.
Interesting.
Gay claimed he was visiting his son's house and argued with the boy's mother. He then damaged a vacuum during the argument and was charged with destruction of property of less than $1,000. So he was charged with destruction of property less than $1,000 and missed 4 games, which is easily in the NFL going to be 7 figures of lost income.
Yeah. So, I mean, he could have. I'm sure he didn't purposely go there to damage the vacuum. And
how much damage was done to the vacuum? Like, is there a dent on a vacuum?
Yeah,
vacuum. Like, is it like a basic vacuum? And
is it one of the new Dysons with the lasers and the stuff on it? Like,
you'd want it to be the best damn vacuum ever, and you want to smash it to pieces. You're gonna do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully he completely destroyed the thing, and he's like, now you've got to spend 10 minutes picking out a new one online. So,
which he probably still had to pay for the replacement or to get it fixed too.
I mean, probably. I would say there was no vacuuming done in that house for like 2 days until they got their replacement one. So what an inconvenience that was.
Yeah. I mean, you've got to feel sorry for her. Think of the
of course, can't do her job.
Having a damaged vacuum.
Yeah, that's her hobby out the window for a few days. But
especially so he was arrested in January for misdemeanor property damage. For doing less than $1,000 of destruction.
And she clearly would be getting a lot of money having, alimony payments and all that sort of stuff, or child benefit or whatever. He's paying her money because the kid is there. So I'm sure there was enough in that fund to buy a new vacuum. While you're reporting it, he's going to get in trouble. But, just the lesson to be learned here is just don't break domestic appliances when you go to your ex's house, because you could end up losing millions of dollars.
Yeah, I think the lesson is buy your ex a new vacuum. Anytime you visit, it's cheaper. Literally every single time he sees her for the rest of his life, it would have been cheaper to buy her a brand new vacuum.
Yeah, for sure.
Top of the line, latest Dyson.
Exactly. Just every time, here's your new vacuum.
Well, yeah, what's even more messed up is like that he couldn't find a way to like bribe her out of it too. Like, surely he could have got someone to go and say, look, I know he's a terrible person and has done serious damage to your vacuum. He is $100,000 to make up for it.
Yeah, that would work. That would be a good move to make, I think, in that situation. Yeah.
Yeah. So no one was no one was even touched during this. It was just a broken appliance.
I hope what actually happened is they were having an argument, so he wasn't paying attention to what was around, and he just fell over the vacuum and just cracked it or somehow, or like it was complete accidental. He's like, oh, sorry, but he then refused to replace it. So she was like, well, fuck you, motherfucker.
Yeah, imagine it was something like that. Like they weren't even having an argument. He just walked in, tripped over her vacuum, and then broke, and then
Yeah, then they had an argument. They were like, she was like, "You're buying me a new one." He's like, "No, I'm fucking not. You shouldn't have left it there for me to trip over." And that was the argument. So
she was like, "I want a brand new one." He's like, "Well, that was at least 6 months old. It's not worth it."
Yeah, regular NFL drama.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty wild that break someone's vacuum constitutes domestic violence charge.
Yeah, you should always try and not do that, I think, is the key here.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you shouldn't break someone's vacuum. But if you do, and it's going to cost you millions of dollars, offer them $100,000. Say sorry.
Yeah, exactly. I think
I
that's
feel like
good.
most people, no matter how angry they are with you, will take $100,000 to forget about their broken vacuum.
Yeah, I would be like, all right then, fine, I'll just forgive this one time for the $100,000. So,
but if you break another vacuum, I'm putting my foot down.
Unless you get KFC to bring back the Crush'ems. So there you go. That's what you got to do next time. $100,000 this time. Next time, convince KFC to bring back a drink that they stopped in 2018.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's not like he hurt her in any way with it. Like,
no,
it's different if he like hit her over the head with the vacuum, in which case you'd be like, okay, well, yeah, that's an entirely different thing. But yeah,
of course, yeah.
Simply breaking a vacuum.
I bet it was broken already, and they just like put a plan in place, like make it look like he broke it, and he wasn't falling for it. He's like, no, fuck that, it was already broken.
It's a matter of pride. I'm not paying for your vacuum. Oh, you'll be paying.
I kind of want to know all the details. Like, I wish we could have a recreation video of what exactly happened to the vacuum. We need to know.
There needs to be a making a vacuum destroyer documentary. We need 2 seasons.
Yes.
Yes. Lawyers breaking it down, and then the other one, the bird or whatever it was. I can't remember what it was called, but the guy who killed his wife and then blamed it on a bird. There was like some wild theory that they came up with that he got off of the thing and then he got back at
what?
Netflix.
I haven't heard of this one, but it sounds like I want to check it out.
Another one of the massive the stairs or something.
The stairs is an interesting one.
It was like the staircase or something. Now I can't remember the name of it.
I don't know, man.
It was like another massive one along the lines of making the staircase.
The staircase is an interesting one because the guy was like, someone just broke in and killed her and then left.
So, yeah, and then they came up with the idea that like an owl attacked her and killed her.
Really? I mean, it's completely
I think
plausible.
the other guy should say that it wasn't me. There was an owl that appeared and broke a vacuum.
Yeah, that would work. Yeah, absolutely. Prove it wasn't.
Yeah. Here's my crime scene reenactment that proves that was not his blood on the vacuum. That in fact, he was attacked by the owl earlier in the day himself, and the owl had his blood on its paws, and then it attacked the vacuum, as owls are known to do.
and then the owl picked up the fire poker and smashed her head in. I was like, that'll teach you, bitch. And then the owl just flew away and no one ever saw it again.
Yeah, the owl theory.
Yeah.
There's a whole theory that, yeah, it all happened from an owl.
So if you ever get arrested for a crime, just be like, it was an owl that disappeared shortly after. I feel like that's what we're learning today. So,
well, pay them off for $100,000. Like,
years. Yeah.
Buy the fanciest vacuum you've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. by the
It would still save you money in the long run. So, like, there isn't a vacuum cleaner that would cost more than
you can buy the greatest industrial quality vacuum cleaner made of gold. One that even Prince Charles or whatever King Charles might have used.
Yeah, for sure.
Majesty. That makes me think, is there any pictures of Prince Charles with a vacuum?
I feel like there might not be, but
there is a picture of him holding a Dyson, smiling exactly the way you would expect him to smile, of him amazed that such a thing exists. He genuinely has the look of a person who's amazed.
Let's see, can I find it as well?
He even told the person there that you've got dirty trousers.
All right, well, calm down, sir. Oh yeah, here he is.
It's genuinely like looking at a 2-year-old who's discovering a vacuum for the first time. And he held it for all of 10 seconds too.
Oh, wow. And then it was sold on eBay for $100 million because the now king actually held it for a few moments. That wasn't a real number, but hey.
Until someone broke it, and then now they're sitting in jail for murder.
Yeah. He does look incredibly like you said, like a young child who's like, yay, I'm using the vacuum.
Yeah, it's like a child seeing a magic trick. It's
Absolutely. Wow.
Well, I think it's about time that we finally disclose what everyone's been waiting for.
Uh-huh.
Which is to ask, what is the weirdest request you've had on Airbnb when staying in a property from the hosts?
From the hosts. So I don't know if this was like just at the start of the whole Airbnb thing, but I remember being in one in California, and I literally had just got to the place and the phone rang, and I thought it was the person who the host calling, like, because I'd just gone into the house to tell me what to do or whatever. And I answered it, and it was their mom, and their mom was freaked out. Like, who the fuck are you? Why are you in the house? It's like, I'm going to go. So it was like, I think I nearly got arrested that night because the mom was freaking out that there was a dude in the house that shouldn't have been. Also, once I was asked not to lock the door of the place that I was staying, I was like, you can fuck off, pal. I'm not sleeping with an unlocked door in this creepy house of yours.
Leave your bedroom ajar.
Yeah.
Don't use any blankets. I need easy access to the...
Yeah, exactly. Just, it was weird. It was weird. But that's the weirdest thing. Just don't lock the door. I think because they wanted to probably come into the house early in the morning or something. But I was like, no, I'm locking the door. So.
Well, travelers have had enough of Airbnb hosts requiring guests to complete lengthy chores lists whilst also paying a hefty cleaning fee.
Yeah. I've heard about this, and Airbnb lost its appeal to me altogether when I, realized that they were filming everything you're doing in there and putting it up on the internet so everyone can see you.
Well, that's why I like using it. Free advertising.
It is kind of weird though. I mean, I've had weird experiences in Airbnbs, and I've spoken to people who've had weird experiences where, it just feels a little bit creepy. I think in some places. So yeah, I think the hotels don't make you clean up after yourself anymore. So that's a win for them.
Yeah, and you can be as ridiculous as you want with it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's just you're hiring the room. You do what you want. That's all right, pal. And whereas Airbnb,
you don't need Prince Charles with a vacuum to clean it.
Yeah, like the cleaning is already included in the fee you're paying, so you don't have an extra fee for cleaning and a list of chores. Like they don't be like, "Hey, clean the bathroom while you're here, will you?" No, it's all good.
Or I stayed in one where it said you had to wear a mask
while you're in the place.
While you're staying in, and in one where you rent the whole place, so it's not like you're sharing it with someone.
Okay, so you're just walking around the house wearing your mask.
Yeah, even though like it wasn't the illegal requirement or anything, yet they had it on their thing that you needed to wear it.
All right, well, no, I won't be staying. I mean, inside your own house, you shouldn't, or somewhere you're staying, you shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to wear clothes if you don't want to. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean,
well, the other thing is, it's not like they can complain because they said, well, you're inside and you didn't wear a mask. Well, how do you know that?
We have 16 hours of footage of you not wearing a mask. All right.
Well, yeah. So the Wall Street Journal reported that Airbnb guests are paying upwards of $560 in cleaning fees to their hosts, all while many are still being asked to take out the garbage, do the laundry, and even mow the lawns.
I'm gonna say no on that one. I'm not mowing your lawn for you or doing any of it. I'm going to go to the hotel and let them mow their own lawn. So,
yeah, well, one TikToker complained that they decided not to book an Airbnb because there was a $185 cleaning fee, but it also asked guests to take out the rubbish, remove bed linens, run the dishwasher, and do a load of laundry.
Yep. Nope. I feel like that's something you can do yourself, sir. Airbnb host. That's your job.
Yeah, I don't think I'm paying to mow your lawn.
Yeah, it's usually not the way it works. It's usually you pay me to do stuff, not I pay to go and do chores. It's not my life. So,
yeah, it's pretty weird to.
Didn't it used to be like when Airbnb started off, the hosts would like make it more attractive than staying at a hotel? So you'd get like a gift basket for staying, and like they wouldn't, like if you had any special requests, they'd make sure that was done. They'd be like, here, you can check out Netflix on our TV and all this. Or like they would pull out all the stops and have kind of extra features you wouldn't receive in a hotel. Now they're like, you can mow the lawn and clean the bathroom and put the laundry on. Like, no, that's not what we're here for, dude. So.
Well, yeah. Well, in some cases, they're also setting size limits. So a couple of Airbnb hosts have met with criticism after banning customers who weigh more than 100 kilos.
Okay.
In their additional rules, no persons with eating disorders may book. We have a maximum weight of 100 kilos per person.
All right. Well, that's an interesting point.
199 pounds per night too.
I mean, what other chores do you have to do? I mean, there must be a reason for the weight limit. They must have an explanation.
Well, fat activist Lindsay McGlone.
Oh, nice. Yeah, good name. I like it.
Called the host discriminatory and fat phobic. And they said that they justified it by saying that bigger than average people are not welcome as they cause serious damage.
It depends. Like someone who's really tall and muscly would be quite heavy. And so are they just saying just like fat people or also just large people in general? I mean,
no one over 100 kilos. So it can be 100 kilos of fat or 100 kilos of pure muscle.
What if I'm 99.99 kilos? Because
also,
pretty
how
close
would they
to that.
know? Like most people couldn't eyeball and say That's a 95 kilo person, but that's 106.
When you walk in, there's a scale, and you gotta weigh yourself. And
while
if you're
wearing a mask.
Yeah, and if you're hitting 100, you don't stay there. You just leave, and they keep your money.
Also, if you're wearing clothes and have like a wallet and phone and whatever else in your pockets, that's going to add a couple extra kilos.
Yeah. So yeah, you have to.
Yeah. What if
down.
you need to make weight and it's like a boxing weigh-in and they have to hold a towel and you have to strip while you're weighing in at 99.8.
I think where it comes into a thing like you weigh in 99.99, and then if you eat something, you become 100 kilos. If you go out for dinner, you come back, you're over the weight limit. Sorry, pal, you can't stay.
Or you have to cut weight before you get there. So you're running around with garbage bags, sweating out. Hang on, I just need another kilo before I can check in.
Yeah.
Well, that would be epic if they did the weigh and they said, well, look, unfortunately, you're 101. So in order to come in, you got to get to 100. So here's some garbage bags if you want to try to cut weight.
You can do it. We believe in you. Oh, man.
Yeah. That's if I ever do an Airbnb, I'm setting a weight cutting policy. You have to be 100 kilos, but if you're between 100 and 105, you are able to cut 5 kilos.
Just make it so whatever you weigh when you arrive, you have to cut 2.5 kilos. We'll give you the equipment, and then you can come in.
Garbage bags will be supplied.
Yeah, I think that's you're offering a healthy lifestyle state. There will probably be people who add that as a special feature that you'll be looking for.
We have a calorie guide for our Airbnb, so you're only allowed to eat 1,500 calories per day.
Yeah, it sounds like a plan. Oh shit! I had breakfast. I can't eat anything the rest of the day.
Sorry, there's 600 calories in that beer, so.
Yeah, but beer calories don't count. We know this. So anyway, yeah, Airbnb is weird. I'm not a fan, to be honest.
Yeah. Unless it's significantly cheaper or you have a lot of people.
Yeah. If you're renting like a place,
or you weigh under 100 kilos.
Yeah, obviously.
Or you enjoy mowing the lawn.
Yeah, if it's your thing, I mean, go for it. But
if you enjoy mowing the lawn on the holiday, then Airbnb is for you. They should just embrace it and run with the slogan.
They should be like, if you're sick of doing your chores, but you want to do other people's, we got the place for you.
Airbnb. If you want to pay to do other people's chores, then do we have a website for you?
As long as you weigh under 100 kilos.
Yeah. And are willing to cut 2 kilos.
Yeah.
And do a naked weigh-in. And wear a mask.
And indoors, absolutely. Yeah. And don't worry about the videos. They're for our own private collection. They're not going up on www.videosfromairbnb.com.
And make sure to leave the door open, please. I need easy access.
Yeah, do not lock the door while you're sleeping. Fuck off.
That would be a great domain name, by the way. She just looked it up now. Videos from Airbnb doesn't appear to be taken.
Oh, we've got a new business.
That should be the podcast domain is videos from Airbnb.com.
I think we've landed on something here, I think. So
I mean, it does come up if you add in the P word after it. There are websites that are on the hub.
Interesting. Interesting.
Private recordings.
That's just a rumor that happens. Although,
yeah, I mean, it appears to be just people that are faking it, not. Yeah.
I don't believe that any of the documentaries on the Hub are fake. They're all completely legitimately stepbrothers and sisters.
The reality TV that I watch on the Hub is 100% accurate.
Yeah, it's all real. It's also why I refuse to hire a plumber of any kind, because I know what they get up to when they come into your house.
There's one that it came up that said that our Airbnb hostess used the intercom because we were making too much noise.
Interesting. Use the intercom. Right. All right.
Well, and we've been waiting long enough, so it's actually pretty simple to get free tickets to any sporting event. Any event, really. So basically, all you need is a relative in a wheelchair. So if you happen to have someone in a wheelchair, or if you don't, and you're willing to cut off someone's leg or arm or something so that they can get in a wheelchair, then there are wheelchair seats, and the wheelchair seat gets someone for free to come with them. So yeah, if you were going to date someone specifically who was in a wheelchair, then you could also get free tickets.
Sounds pretty good. And just in case you want to, if you don't have someone who is in a wheelchair and you are thinking to yourself, that's me, excluded, you can buy a wheelchair on Amazon for £155 in the UK. So it's kind of worth the investment. You can buy them
cheaper than that. But yeah, to get it, you need like a medical thing there's like an official thing that you get if someone is actually disabled and needs a wheelchair.
Okay, so you've got to
enables you to do that.
So you got to maim someone, just one of your like less popular relatives or friends. And there you go.
They're going to be the one to take to the event.
Yeah, and then free tickets for you in that scenario.
In good positions too. So,
There you go. Yeah, good views of the action. So yeah. I like good stuff.
We were sitting literally next to the TV camera, and as I said, the people behind were complaining that they paid $4,000 and were standing there as opposed to sitting in their actual seats. So
I mean, yeah, that sounds like one way to get free events tickets. It sounds like a good experience overall.
Yeah. It doesn't work if you're the one in the wheelchair because they actually need to pay for a ticket. So the person who comes with them gets in for free.
Okay. All right. So so talk your person who is in a wheelchair into buying tickets to the events you want to go to.
Yeah.
And then be like, I'll come with you just to make sure you're safe.
Like if they're not a fan of Metallica, you got to encourage them to start listening to Metallica and somehow subliminally get them to be a fan of Metallica. So that you can get your free Metallica tickets.
Nice.
You know how you're always talking about how much you love Metallica? I hate it. I'm a big fan of Britney Spears.
That's interesting.
Metallica once. Yeah.
It's interesting because Metallica are doing a world tour of just Britney Spears covers with Britney Spears. So you should go. They're not advertising that part of it. They're just, but you should go.
But if you check the set list on this website, that's definitely real. They open with Baby
Totally
One
real
More Time.
Setlist.com.
The closer is Toxic.
So what we've learned is if you don't know anyone who is in a wheelchair or who has a disability that can get disability tickets, you got to injure someone in a horrific way to make sure that they get access to that.
And then you feel guilty about it, or at least you tell them you feel guilty about it, and therefore volunteer to take them always to events.
Yeah, as long as you're interested in the event.
Yeah.
You're not going to go to any gigs that you're not interested in. So. Like, even if they're like, no, I really want to go to the Britney Spears gig. You have to come with me. You're like, I can't. I'm sorry. I'm tied up that day.
I think I had a headache that day. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Good stuff. But then remind
very easy and replicatable way to get free event tickets.
There you go. Good advice. You always learn something on this podcast, so make sure you are subscribed and listening to it each week.
Who knows what next week's lesson will be? How to use a vacuum for Prince Charles or King Charles.
Yeah, and how to get discounts at karaoke bars with the ladies. So,
well, I mean, if you're a regular, you could clearly negotiate your rates. I feel like that guy should hire us to at least, you know what? I'm just going to say, I'll do it commission only. So if I can't get you a discount, then you don't pay me. But if you contact me, I will get you a discount. Because I'm sure if I went there and said, this guy goes there every week, you're giving him a 15% discount. I'll take 5%. You give him 10% off.
Yeah, 100%. I think that is a great. Actually, for folks like that guy, we could run a service where they pay us like a third of the money they're spending, and we guarantee to save them 50% in total. Yeah. And half of it is just like, we'll just bring you to a lower level establishment. It's like where they charge less. And then the other part of it is we will just, stop you going karaoke some nights. But it's worth the service to you because you're still saving some money.
Or what we'll do is we'll get you so drunk that you don't go to the karaoke part. So you save like the majority of the money. But you're too drunk to remember, so we'll make you wake up thinking you did.
We'll buy you a karaoke machine and a flashlight. Save you all the money. There you go.
Or we negotiate with the girls to be there when he wakes up, but they don't actually have to do anything because he's passed out. And then he thinks he did it.
Yeah. All they've got to do is be like, that was so amazing last night. See you next week. But just never have to do anything with him because he's passed out. Yeah. I mean, it's all. I mean, we can't give all the secrets of what we're going to do, but if you hire us, pal, we will make sure you save like at least. Or
if you're looking at missing 4 weeks and millions of dollars of NFL games because you damaged a vacuum.
Yeah.
For like $200,000-$300,000, I'll save you a few million.
I mean, $200,000 or $300,000 to save a few million is smart money, like the smart investment to spend there. So,
because I'm pretty sure if I went to her and said, "Here's $50,000 and a new vacuum,"
here's $50,000 and the vacuum, no problem, brand new.
Any vacuum you want.
Yeah, all
this
good.
Is literally the one that Prince Charles used.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. We can do it. If any NFL or NBA player or hockey player, whatever, any of those big sports people in the States want to reach out, we'll save you millions. It'll just cost you hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
So our services
who earns high 7 figures.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't need to be an athlete. They could be a rock star. Yeah. They could be a gynecologist who went too far.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that's the title of someone's autobiography they're working on. A gynecologist who went too far.
They forgot their stop on the train, obviously, is what we're discussing.
Yeah, of course.
We'll drive you back home. It's okay.
We're there for you.
If you catch the wrong train for $100,000, I will drive you home.
It sounds like a good plan. People need to be taken care of in these situations, and they maybe haven't got the life skills to know what to do.
If you're lost anywhere, and we'll cover both Australia and Ireland. If you're lost anywhere in any single place within either country, we are happy to drive you for $100,000 to any other point within the country.
I think that's fair. $100,000, no problem. We'll take care of it for you. Be good.
Doesn't matter any road within the country, we'll get you home.
We will. Safely. We will. Sure. As long as it's within the same country, it's all good.
Yeah. $100,000.
No first class flights or nothing. Just we'll drive.
200 grand will get you to another country.
And in Ireland, that does include Northern Ireland. So if we go over the border, that's an extra 100 grand, pal. So, just be aware.
Is it all the same?
Does that 100 grand doesn't include tip, by the way.
As long as you speak Welsh though, to the Corgis.
I will try. We'll do our best, do something. Again, for 100 grand, there's a lot on the list that we would help you do. I mean, there's very little we wouldn't help you do. So,
I mean, there's some things we definitely wouldn't, but we'll get you in your vacuum.
I don't know. I think 100 grand, you'd be like, fuck it, I'll just do it. It'll be fine. 100 grand.
I'm sure that there are things that we could come up with that we would.
Fine. There's probably things that we wouldn't do. Yeah.
Well, but, I mean, if you want to lick King Charles's ass instead of wiping.
That's not.
You can do it for 100 grand.
That's a 500
and a pleasurable experience.
That's a 500 grand job for a start. So not going to do it for 100 grand. But there's probably a figure where I'd be like, all right, it's worth it. So
no, we're talking about him paying you, not you paying him.
Yes. Yeah, I know. Oh man. Well, anyway, the last guy he said he was Prince Charles turned out to be just some random dude in the pub. So he's like, I took a train all the way here. I was like, yeah, you did.
And he wrote you a check that bounced.
Yeah.
Tasted good though.
No. Anyway, we'll just leave that.
Until next week's lesson.
Yeah, for sure. Good times.
As we always end with, now that every podcast that we have a king, long live the king.
No.
The king of Burundi or some other random.
King of New York. John Gotti. There you go. Anyway, on that note, I think we should leave it till next week because I gotta apply for this new job, supporting the CEO of that company in crypto, and report back to you from my homeless life next week. So we'll see how it goes. So but under references, just check the podcast.
I fixed a vacuum once and it only cost me $5,000.
Absolutely.
It would actually be great to give references like that and then have them call and then have it be. This actually reminds me of I had a viral video idea that we'd go too far, but I genuinely thought of this. I was getting ads to work for the election. And I was thinking, why don't I just go get the job and then post about can't wait to bring the pizza boxes into the counting booth. Just take the job knowing that I would get fired and it would create some national headlines because it's going to go viral, then gets amazing attention to all content.
Absolutely. That sounds like one outcome of what would happen. Sure.
But yeah, it's going for real jobs, but then giving really dodgy references so that when they call, you answer and then subtly start to bring in, oh yeah, he's great. I met him at the local circle jerk last year, and he's been
Are you aware of what upside down triangle pineapples means on your cruise ship door? Because he does.
That may be why he was fired from the last job.
Just do you have a wife? Because he's definitely going to hit on your wife. So
now you do know about the incident with the masturbating at work, right?
It's not for me to tell you, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Just his office will have a door that closes, though, right? What do you mean he won't have his own office? Okay, well, with lots of fun to play with on that, I'm gonna call out for the night and hopefully get that new job. So
if you need a reference,
I will. They'll be on to you. They'll be in touch very soon. All right, man. I'll see you next week. Have a good one.